Hello and welcome back everybody to another episode of Redstone Breakdown, where today we're going to be covering two items of the Redstone world, the dropper and the dispenser. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start out with the simple recipes, which you can see the dropper's a little bit cheaper, unless you kind of have a skeleton farm, then the bows are pretty easy to come by. But that's the only difference between these guys. You either got a hole in the middle and you get the dropper, or you got a bow and you get the dispenser. And pretty much there's an easy way to remember these little guys and what the difference is. This one kind of makes like a happy face, like he's kind of like really excited. He's like, "Ooh, look at me, I'm a dropper." There's his little eyes and there's his happy mouth, and then the dispenser's like, "Oh, I'm a dispenser." So I don't know if that's going to help you memorize it or not. I just saw those faces when I was doing this, and I was like, oh, well, I should mention that. Anyways, this is kind of what they look like, face down, up, down, and from the sides. So basically the main thing about this is that the happy face turns into a square kind of thing. And then you got the circle staying a circle, basically. So, these guys, did I place down redstone? Yes, I did. Awesome. So for the droppers over here, basically, what they do is they will drop anything into these guys down here. Okay, so basically, if it can hold an item, it'll go and hold it by a dropper. So, oh, you guys got activated twice. But yeah, if we look inside the chests, oh god, there we go. So the furnace has a diamond in it. Shulker box can't really. Oh, screw it. There we go. It has a diamond in it. If we check that, it has diamonds in it, etc., etc. And I'll just fix that later. But one thing is with the dispensers, though, is they don't want to hold things. The hopper will, because that'll just pick up basically anything. But everything else got rejected. So if you want to dispense something directly into a chest or something, you want to use the dropper, do not use the dispenser. Okay, that is definitely a downside to the dispensers. But believe me, there's plenty more for the dispensers to do. If we come over here, we can kind of see the redstone and how you can get these things to activate. A button directly on both of these things will activate them. A redstone signal from below does not affect it. A redstone signal from above will affect it. A redstone torch below will affect it. And the same way over here. And, well, you had something in you. Oh, you have signs. Why do you have signs? This over here, if we have redstone in back of it, sure enough, it does work. Sure enough, it works. And then if you have a redstone signal coming in from the side, it will work. And then a little side note here, they cannot be pushed by pistons at all, okay? And we'll get to more of the things that pistons cannot push in a future episode when I cover pistons. But this is where we get a little bit fun, okay? Because we've covered the basics here. Now to show you kind of some of the things that you can do with these things, okay? So, say that you have a mine or something, and you want to get some items to the top really, really quickly, and you don't want to make one of those glass item elevators. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll cover it in the future. But say you wanted to get these diamonds from all the way, like these diamonds right here. If you want to get them from here up to there. Pretty much you can use this little nifty thing to go ahead and get them going all the way to the top from down here. The one thing about this, though, is that they'll get stuck some... Oh, wait a minute, they all went. Okay, interesting. Sometimes they'll get stuck and there'll be like one or two that are stuck right here. But yeah, that's not too... That's actually pretty good. But basically, here's the simple redstone of it. Is basically, if you were to take a look back over here, we're using some stuff from the past. We're using kind of like one of these comparator clocks, basically detecting that once something is in here that it needs a clock to go, and then basically there's a repeater here just so that way that block doesn't have a signal interference. And basically this repeater just basically makes that guy go. And then redstone torches can just be stacked up as high as you need to go, and that will just make the item elevator going up. And all these dispensers, by the way, are facing upwards, so do keep that in mind if you want to do that. This is pretty cool. This is with, wait a minute, I think that's it for dispensers, okay? Dispensers, they do that over there, dispensing into like other things, dispensing into themselves. That's about it. They don't really do too much else. Now we get to the dispensers, and they have a little bit more fun. Okay, so a dispenser can shoot eggs, they can shoot arrows, and okay, let's get that out. And they can shoot potions and whatnot. Okay, so that is pretty good and cool. So basically, if you ever had like a mob trap or something like that, you can set it so that way you could shoot enemies, or if you're running through and you need a splash potion of swiftness, you could have a pressure plate give you that, etc., etc. Let's go and take a look at my character. Right now, I have absolutely nothing on. Let's go and step back into this thing, and look at that. We're completely equipped, and it's a really, really simple thing. Basically, as soon as you step on this, a dispenser will go ahead and equip you with whatever armor is in it, and it'll be completely randomized. We'll get to that here in a bit. But you can also do it with armor, and what's the other one? So what was just added? Is a shield? Yeah, shield. You can also do it with a shield. Now, I haven't tested this, so I don't know. Does it put it in there offhand? It does put it in your offhand. Okay, that's cool. Let's go and get that off my screen. There we go. Next up, we got boats. Boats and hose. So if you have a dispenser with a boat in it facing water, boom, you get a boat. If you have it below the water, aiming up, boom, you get a boat. If you have it above, though, and it's on air, you just get the item, okay? So if you want to make boat launchers, keep that in mind. And then over here, this is a very, very cool design, okay? This is a very, very simple design. It kind of works the same way as that guy over there with the dropper elevator. Basically, it's looking for a high signal and basically going to make a comparator clock, with this being the motive behind it. We will go ahead and turn on the system, and then we will go ahead and do this. We get a bunch of seeds and a bunch of wheat, okay? And I think the system has kind of been nerfed a bit in the updates, but it still works for the most part. And here's how it works, okay? Is basically all these little dispensers here got a bunch of bone meal in them, and you have a bunch of like seeds and blah, blah, blah. What you're doing is, all you're doing is right-clicking. What happens is as soon as the crop gets full and it's like completely grown, the light level in here, because of that half block right there, is low enough to where it wants to uproot. So as soon as it becomes full grown, it uproots. You get the crops, and then you're basically just replacing that. And all these dispensers around the side are just dispensing bone meal onto it. So that is basically the gist of how that works. Really, really simple, easy farm design. Just like the boats, boom. Minecarts also work with this. You have to have a rail next to it. The dispensers can also retract and dispense both water and lava. Oops, hello, there you go. They also do something else. You got these little things called fire charges, and if you fire these things off, they can go ahead and set things ablaze. And they can be really, really fast and destructive. Holy god dang. So we're going to just let that go. They can also dispense fireworks. Very, very lovely. So if you ever want to make a fireworks show, that's what you want to use. Say you want to go to Nether and you want to just always have a flint and steel by the portal at all times. You can just go and have a flint and steel right in here. Have a pressure plate hooked up to that dispenser. Bada bing, bada boom. You are ready to go to the Nether. Why? Really, boys? Really? You know what? You're gonna be test subjects here in a second. Over here we got shulker boxes. Bada bing, bada boom. It'll go ahead and just drop those things. And then also the underrated zombie horse can also. Oh, it's a little baby. Hey, baby. You can also dispense mobs from mob eggs from dispensers as well. And honestly, we need to have a way that we can get zombie horses already. I'm kind of like, we got the skeleton horses, yay. But what about the zombie horses, man? I mean, they're in the game. They have a spawn egg and everything. They're right there. I mean, come on. They're kind of cute. Not really. They're pretty ugly, but whatever. Also, here's one other thing that you can do with dispensers. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, look at that explosive TNT and... Aw, you guys died. Sorry. But yeah, so... Very dangerous thing, TNT. So, be careful with this. Yeah. One last thing I wanted to show you guys really quick, because I didn't think about it until I was just doing this video. Is the whole randomizer, okay? Say you have like one of every single one of these things. Say you have a boat, say you have some seeds, say you have an arrow, and say you have a diamond, whatever. All these things are all completely different. Let's go ahead and notice what's in the upper left. Diamond helmet. I swear to God, if this dispenses a diamond helmet, I'm going to be really mad. Okay, dispense to diamond. So it basically went out of that slot. If we press it again, it's going down here. Dispense it again, it's going over here. There is no real way to predict what's coming out of this. It's a completely random event. No matter what you do, you never know what you're going to get. So that is one thing that's really nice out of dispensers and droppers, is you will just completely get something random. So one thing I just thought about that could be kind of interesting is if you were to have like some minecarts or stuff like that. Maybe have like a TNT minecart, or maybe actually even have TNT and diamonds in there. You can make kind of like a deadly roulette if you wanted to. So maybe you get TNT, maybe you get a diamond, who knows. That could be kind of an interesting little mini game for like a town hall or something. But yeah, that pretty much does it for these things. There's not really too much to them, and there is a lot of difference between them. Originally, I didn't think there was really much difference between them besides looks and that these just dispensed into things. Didn't know that they didn't, like, droppers didn't do all these things. Only dispensers do all these things, which is really, really cool. So hopefully you'll be able to use some of these things in some redstone circuits. I know we're going to be using them in some future ones. But for right now, that's going to do it for this redstone breakdown, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys back here in the next episode.